Over the past few months, I've been caught in the excitement of teaching my Self-Mastery Series courses. Today, I want to take a step back and explain why these courses exist. I'm going to let you in on a secret, one that I wish I had learned sooner. You might be familiar with these courses not as the Self-Mastery Series, but by course name. There's Crystallize Your Vision, Break Through Your Blocks, Heal Your Heart, and Master Your Mind. These 4 courses create a complete path to personal transformation and touch on every area of your life, from your personal goals to intimate relationships, because a fulfilling life is one where every area of your life is nurtured. The seed for these courses was planted well over 20 years ago. That's when I discovered how to go from feeling burnt out and anxious to energized and inspired within minutes. That's what yoga did for me. It gave me back my life. You see, burnout happens even when you're doing all the right things. I hit bottom while I was working in a successful career, in a great marriage, and a supportive family. How is that possible? What I didn't understand was there's a difference between being driven and being driven by fear. And I didn't understand the difference between ego-centered goals, goals that aren't really yours, versus heart-centered goals. I'll tell you more about that later and how you can change that with Kundalini Yoga and chakra activation. Don't worry, it's not as weird as it sounds. Now let's get back to why burnout happens. Burnout happens when the distance between who you really are and how you're showing up in your life becomes so great that your body stops you in your tracks and says no more. It might say this by way of a panic attack, a relationship breakdown, job loss, illness, or fatigue so deep that you're not sure you can carry on. Now stick with me and I'll tell you about recovery another day. For now, I want to get back to my very first experience with yoga, my aha moment. I had 2 very profound emotions come up after my first class, which, by the way, was on VHS. One was curiosity, a need to understand what had happened, because after only 15 minutes of yoga, I felt like my world had shifted. The other was anger. I was angry at everyone who knew how transformational this work was and hadn't let me in on the secret. This was the driver behind all my studies in yoga, opening Semper Viva yoga studios and leading trainings and retreats worldwide. This desire to share something that could take you from personal pain to empowered very quickly. I came across this in a book I'm reading. I did not any longer want to persuade anyone of anything. This really rings true for me today. What I say, believe, or think is irrelevant. The power is in the experience of the practice. Maybe you've reached a point where you're finally willing to give it a try. Yoga for me was a last-ditch effort to feel better after I tried everything else. I regret having waited so long and the unnecessary suffering I created for myself and my family. The world of yoga has let its students down by shrouding yoga in mystery or making it so physically complex and demanding that it feels unattainable. Some people still believe it's a cult or a religion. I'm here to tell you, you can do this. Any shape, any level of experience, any age. I'm here to offer you something stripped of dogma and easy to try. These practices pull you out of those dark places we can all fall into, and it does this fast. I'll tell you more about my story in my next video, but for now, I'll leave you with a new class you can try. It's on my homepage. Just hop over to glorialatham.com. All you have to do is click the button that says Start Here. Sat Nam.